I'm Jenna.
I'm Ashley.
We're here today to discuss Ashe, the new Overwatch character who was just announced at BlizzCon. We're going to discuss her strengths, her weaknesses, where we think she's going, and her overall place in the Overwatch meta. So she has a semi-automatic rifle called the Viper that you can shoot pretty quickly with unzoomed, and you can also zoom in to get a more distant shot, but at a much slower rate. Her ultimate is B.O.B, B.O.B. It stands for Big Omnic Bodyguard or Big Omnic Butler. Her left shift option is called the Coach Gun, and basically it hits an enemy for damage but also creates knockback for them and yourself, so you can actually use it to boost pretty high up into the air. Her other power is dynamite. You can either throw it and let the fuse tick down, which takes a little bit of time and is easier to avoid, or if you shoot it after you throw it, it'll explode midair. Any enemy that gets caught in the blast will be on fire and take additional damage after the initial blast. What things pop out at you from playing in gameplay?
First, I thought she would be more powerful, but actually it turns out she can't really one-shot kill anyone. Her regular spread damage is pretty good, but I noticed even though she is pretty mobile, she still needs to deal damage in rapid succession to be really effective.
I thought she would be a more up-close character, kind of like McCree. You have to get in pretty close with McCree to make good use of his flash grenades and whatnot. I thought she would be the same way, but actually all of her attacks have pretty good distance. You can heave that dynamite a pretty far distance.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest range I've seen.
Yeah.
Out of everybody.
Yeah, so I thought that was really impressive. And actually, I was able to snipe a few people in game, which I didn't think her zoom view would have such a good range, but I think you can get a few good snipes with it. Also, all of her attacks have a long cooldown, and reloading her gun, which only has 12 shots, takes a while.
Takes a long time.
I feel like she plays sort of in between Widow and McCree. Because McCree is very close and Widow's very far, and I think she plays very similar to both of them, but sort of in the middle ground.
She has the range of Widowmaker, and, with McCree, you have to be pretty deliberate about each and every shot, which I think applies way more to Ashe just because her reload time is really long. I mean, she is as mobile as Widowmaker for sure, but I mean, there's definitely an offensive capability there where you can sort of boot people off of ledges like Lucio can.
Yeah, she has her carriage gun has actually pretty good knockback for both of them.
Yeah, and it's a lot more focused, I think, than Pharah's concussive blast, which has a wider radius, whereas hers seems very targeted towards a specific area or character.
How do you feel about B.O.B?
He sort of charges in and then plants and then kind of does his own thing for a while. And he does have a lot of range, as we saw in the training area where we thought he was shooting at nothing. Turns out he was shooting at a bot at a completely different building. Yeah. So that was really nice.
He was really powerful when we were playing in, when I was playing in Junkertown. There were definitely times when he got dropped where it was I could not get out of a way fast enough before it killed me. Playing in another game as Mercy, I was able to heal B.O.B because B.O.B has health. So
you can heal B.O.B.
Yeah, I was able to latch on and heal him. I think from all the other information we have, he'll be affected by other people's ults. I think he sticks around longer than I thought he was going to.
Yeah, I thought he would be around for a little bit. He was around for a pretty good amount. Also, his charge range was larger than I thought. It was like a mini Reinhardt charge, kind of.
And like Reinhardt, you can send him just barreling off the edge of the map if you don't aim him right.
Yeah, I think, like Reinhardt, you have to be pretty careful about where you aim him.
So are there any characters you feel like she matches up really well with, that would synergize with, or characters that you think would be really effective against her?
I think she definitely would work well with Tracer just because of the amount of distraction that Tracer can sort of, pop in and out while, Ashe stands a little bit in the back and kind of cleans out people. You can't really charge in with her. She can get out, but like you said, the cooldowns are pretty long. So I think if you have enough of DPS and a fast DPS that can distract the other players, definitely I would choose Tracer. In terms of who I think would work well against her, Diva is a really good option. She can sort of charge in there with her defense matrix and then sort of immediately take her out. If you get like right up in Ashe's face, you could probably take her out very quickly. Also Sombra too. I think once Ashe is hacked, she leaves her pretty vulnerable since her primary fire, it does like okay damage, but if you can't get out of there and you have a Sombra emptying her clip, you do not stand a chance.
I also think because Ashe works really good at a middle distance, having her paired with anybody who has a shield, you can just park behind Reinhardt and pop off some really good shots. Throw your dynamite out and clear the way.
Also, I did have a one-off, like a one-on-one battle with a Widowmaker on the other team. Obviously, the Widowmaker won. But Widowmaker is also, I think, a fantastic counter to Ashe, especially if she sees you first, you could die immediately.
So I think our general feeling is that Ashe is a difficult one to master, but I think it'll be rewarding if you can. I think we both agree that Ashe is probably going to get a little bit of a power boost.
Definitely. I think if they knocked down the cooldown by even just like a second and a half, it would help immensely.
So we recommend you go ahead and give Ashe a chance and see what you think of her. And let us know in the comments how you feel.
Real nice bike you got, Ashe.
What'd you do with it, Jesse?
Parked it somewhere. I'm damned if I remember where I left the keys, though.